Hey guys, welcome to another review. Today we are going over most of the products from the new Colourpop Garden Variety collection. I was lucky enough to receive this in PR. I was going to purchase it on my own, but the day of the launch it showed up on my doorstep. So here we are. I really wanted to pop on here and do a review, especially of the Garden Variety palette. It just screamed my name. Before we get started, if you guys are new here, my name is Kendall. I review most of the hottest new makeup releases. If you guys request it, I try to review it. I would love it so much if you would hit like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos. And let's get into this collection. So a couple videos back, I reviewed a palette and you guys liked that I swatched it first. So that's what we're gonna do today. This is the Garden Variety palette. It's the star of the show from this collection. It's a 15 pan palette. It is $20, I believe, and it is so beautiful. It's succulent, garden themed. And if you guys don't know, I'm kind of into houseplants. I'm finally going into that phase. I feel like it's a phase of adulthood where we all of a sudden start loving plants and we want to help them grow and live their best life. So I do have 3 houseplants that I've managed to keep alive for 3 years. The rest of them are fake, but I would love to get like little succulents like this. But we're getting off track here. What I want to say is that I love the theme of the collection. I love like an earthy garden theme. We do have more launches coming very soon from other brands that are right along the same thing. I think a lot of makeup brands kind of catch on to the vibe and they all run with it. So here is what she looks like on the inside. There's a good mix of shimmers and mattes. There's a good mix of lighter and deeper shades also. I believe there's only one Super Shock shadow in here and it's the shade Don't Leaf. This swatched pretty well. I'm going to show you guys the live swatches. Sometimes I get lazy and I just show you the arm swatches, but I am gonna live swatch it. So without further rambling, let's get into the live swatches and then we will get into the rest of this collection.
Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight.
So it swatched really beautifully. Some of the mattes, as with a lot of other palettes, did take a little bit of building up, and some of the shimmers were a bit sheer, but I do think that they are buildable. The most sheer shimmer was Don't Leaf, which is the Super Shock, so I think that's just because of the formula. It's a little bit more of a sheer glitter than a pigmented shimmer, but Colourpop for years now has consistently impressed me with their pigmentation. I think it's a great pigmented palette for $20. Like, you really can't beat that price. I mean, you probably can with certain drugstore palettes, but I feel like Colourpop is better than drugstore when it comes to eyeshadow. They are right on par with a lot of high-end brands, which I appreciate. They do come out with a lot of makeup though, and it's really hard to keep up with, even as a reviewer, but also definitely as a consumer. So hopefully my reviews help you if you're like stuck between collections and you don't know what to get. But I love the palette. I think it's beautiful. Now I want to show you some of the other products that came in the collection. So I believe these scrunchies are 4th Ray Beauty. They're so beautiful and shiny. I like the colors. They're right on theme, but they are $10, which I think is a little pricey for me. I'm a little cheap when it comes to scrunchies because I know you can get like 50 packs on Amazon for like $9.99. But they're beautiful, they're nice and kind of hardy. They're like thick scrunchies. And I appreciate that they sent them in PR because I will use these. I'm a scrunchie wearer for sure. I don't really wear them in public. but I wear them at home. There's a new Soul Body product in this collection. It's called the Warm Gold Glow Oil. It's a mini. This is also $10. I haven't tried this at all, but I'm a big fan of their glow oils in the other shades. So I'm going to pump this out on the back of my hand for the first time, and we'll show you what it looks like. I think this is going to be more suitable for medium to deep skin for sure. So there is a drip, and let's rub it in. Yeah, so that's a beautiful warm gold, just like the name. I do think it's going to look really good on deeper skin tones. Now there are, I think, a few more products in this collection that were not sent to me. I think there's a wider line of blushes and lip oils and jelly shadows. So pop over to the Colourpop website if you want to see the full line. This is not everything, but I'm going to show you everything that I got. So if you're into Fourth Ray Beauty skincare, which I really love because it's affordable, then they have a mist duo. They have this little one that's Fresh AF and this one that is Glisten Up. So this one is energizing, this one is illuminating. So I'm going to try the Fresh AF one. I want to see how the sprayer is. Ooh, that smells good. I'm sweating in here, so it feels good on my skin. It smells really fresh, like the name says. Now, I'm not sure how much this was. I believe this was $15 for the 2 sprays. I could be wrong on the price, but I think $15 is the price of this mini duo. My favorite products from Fourth Ray Beauty so far have been the face milks. The chamomile face milk is so good. I highly recommend that one. Now, aside from the eyeshadow palette, I think these are going to be my favorite products from the line because before today, I never tried the Jelly Much shadows. They're $8 each. I was sent 2 shades with this collection, but I do think there are more than 2 shades available, and I kind of want to grab them because the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today, the pinky one, is just beautiful. So these are those jiggly jelly shadows. They are a little bit messy to work with, but they're so beautiful. I'm like dreading opening these for like the 3rd time because they are quite messy to handle. So they're all over my hands, but these are the 2 shades that I got. I'm going to go ahead and swatch them for you. So here are some pretty rough swatches of the jelly shadows. They're like stuck under my nails right now. That's the only thing I don't like is that if you're not using a brush, they're pretty messy. But they're very pigmented. They actually dry down. They're really pretty as toppers on an eye look. And I do like that they're made for the eyes. A lot of times with products like this, they're like advising you not to use them near your eyes, but I'm pretty sure these are made for use on the eyes because they're called Jelly Much shadows. So in my mind, because they're called shadows, they're eye safe. If you guys don't know, I'm cleaning these up really quick. If you don't know, pressed glitters are not really meant to be used on your eyes, and brands actually have to tell you to use them for face and body because if you get them in your eyes, you could actually cut your eyes. So I like it when a product is actually made for the eyes and it makes me feel a little bit more safe. So next up, we have lip oils and we have blushes. I do already have a lip product on today. I'm not really feeling a shiny lip, but I do have 2 lip oils to share with you. I have a lighter one called Gen Zen, and then I have a deeper one called Local Time. Now, Gen Zen is kind of like the same shade as the eyeshadow I have on, so it would look really good, but I'm just not feeling a glossy lip. It actually comes out kind of sheer with a peachy glitter. And then Local Time is the deeper shade. And there are more glosses, more lip oils available too. These are both very sheer. They're barely tinted. I honestly don't think you're going to see them very well on my hand. So that's something to keep in mind. The lip oils are mainly sheer. I don't think they're going to add much tint to your lips at all. So I'm not sure the price of the blushes and lip oils on their own separately. They are available separately, but they were sent in duos. So each lip oil came with a blush, and the duos are $15. So again, more blushes in the line, but I have 2 of them. I have Desert Rose, and wait until you see the pans. They're so cute. I have Desert Rose and I have Whole 9 Yards. So Desert Rose is kind of like a lighter peachy color, and then Whole 9 Yards is a bit deeper. They both look like they kind of have a faint shimmer to them, but that they're going to be mostly matte. And I love the succulent that's pressed in them. I hate that I'm about to ruin it. Now keep in mind, I have a little bit of glitter on my fingers right now from those shadows. But I'm just going to swatch these on my fingers so you can see. Here they are. I have Desert Rose on my middle finger and Whole 9 Yards on my ring finger, and a lot of jelly shadow under my nails. So I actually don't have blush on today, so I'm going to add a little bit of Desert Rose to my cheeks. There is quite a bit of fallout with the blush, which usually means that it's very pigmented. So I'm just going to pop this right on the apples of my cheeks. I like that color. Blush kind of disappears on me during the day, so I do like to go hard with it when I first put it on. And then it just kind of leaves me later. I don't know how well you're going to see it with my lighting and everything, but it is a very, very pretty shade. Like, Desert Rose is where it's at. So I think I did a brief cover of everything that I got in this collection. So now I want to show you guys how I got this look today. I'm actually really happy with it, and I think it's a wearable look for pretty much any occasion. So if you guys want to see how I got this eye look, then just keep on watching. So first I'm going to dip into the matte white out of the palette, and this is the shade Deserted. I'm just going to pick this up with an E27 blending brush from Sigma. This is my favorite blending brush. It's like a nice small size. And I'm just going to pat this over the lid to kind of set it a little bit. I did put concealer down. I did set my lids with Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder earlier, but I've been sitting here kind of sweating in my room a little bit, and they might just be a little bit greasy. These lights are new and they're gonna make me sweat, so just be prepared for like a little bit of upper lip sweat. Also, not really important because I think I'm gonna go over it with the shimmer, but I do have a little bit of like a reaction right here. I think I'm still kind of trying to figure out what product in my routine is giving me this weird patchy skin on my face, but I do have a patch on my eyelid. It could potentially mess with my makeup. If you're wondering what my base is at all, I'm actually using the new Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation. I would be the last person to review it, but if you guys want a review, I've been using it for about a week now, so I do have some thoughts on it. So far, I like it, but let me know if you want like an extensive review on that foundation. All right, so I want to start with a peach, and then we're going to work into kind of like the olivey browns. I am a tad bit colorblind, so some colors get a little confused with me. So my idea of an olive is probably a little closer to brown in reality. So this is going to be kind of like brownish, and then have a pop of a cut crease. I don't know what I'm talking about. So with the same brush, I'm picking up Prickly Pear, which is a matte peach. And Prickly Pear is going to go in the crease a little bit above the natural crease because I want it to pop out after I have the brown olivey shade on the lid. So I found out today, I already was used to bad news when it comes to the virus, but I did find out today that the governor of New York is basically saying that gyms are going to be shut down indefinitely. And if you guys didn't know, I do work at a fitness center, so that kind of sucks. I really don't know when I'm going to be returning to work. I'd be interested to know if any of you guys are also out of work. The sweating has already begun. These lights are so intense. So I'm going to gradually deepen that outer V. I'm going to start with Stay Sharp, and then I'm going to move over to Root 'em Up. And I'm going to use these two darkest shades out of the palette to kind of give myself a crease. There's the same amount of fallout as usual with Colourpop. I'm not seeing this formula to be much different than the ones I've tried recently. So I'm going to start with the lighter brown and just kind of work it out here. There is such a beautiful shade out of this palette that I'm tempted to use, but I kind of want to do like a deeper smoky eye, and maybe I'll do it on Instagram. Let me show you. It's the shade Sucka For You. It's so freaking beautiful. It's like a purple with some glitters in it, and the glitters are just majestic. I really like the earthy tones that are coming out lately. It's kind of why I really liked the Kylie and Kendall palette, which is kind of similar to this one. Also, I see that Sigma is coming out with another one. I'll probably review that really soon. That also looks really kind of earthy and like foresty. This one is a little bit more like succulent. And I know they just came out with like a desert cactusy collection. I do like the earth tones a lot. Okay, so that was the medium tone brown. I'm going to go in with the deeper one, which when I swatched this palette looked olive to me, but I guess it might not be very olive. I think it's like an olive toned brown. It just looks different in different lighting. So this is Root 'em Up, and I'm going to go and just deepen that outer corner a tad with that shade. I really like how these matte shades are blending. I'm going to take the residue from my brush and just lightly hit that under eye in the outer corner. So the Super Shock shade in the palette is called Don't Leaf. It's another kind of peachy coral shade. And in my experience, those go on better with a finger. And this is a little bit more sheer when I swatched it on my arm. So I am just gonna pop it on the lid. Nothing fancy because I am gonna go over it with the jelly shadow. So I'm just going to tap it. And it really just gives a peachy glitter to the lid, which is actually really pretty. All right, so I have a good base down on my lid. These were the two jelly shadows that I was sent. I'm gonna pop them open. So here are the two shades. The orange one is Saguaro. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And the pinkier one is called She Grown. I think I'm gonna go with the pinky one for now because I can see myself using the orange one at a later date, like maybe closer to fall. So I really think a little bit's gonna go a long way with this kind of product. I don't even know how it's meant to be applied, but I do think similar to Super Shock, I think it's gonna apply best with my fingers, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm really not gonna have a technique here. I hope that it goes on okay. So that's very interesting. It's like just a more pigmented version of the Super Shock shadow. Now, I don't know if these tend to crease at all. I don't know if it's about to burn my sensitive eyelid over here. It's actually not burning at all. Now, I'm kind of glad I put down the base just because I'm not sure if this is going to sheer out during the day or not. But it's very, very glittery, very pretty. I think for first experience with a jelly shadow from Colourpop, it's a really good one. It does seem to dry down really quickly. The only thing is it's everywhere. It's on my hands. It is all over the place because it's kind of a messier product. I always say, because I leave glitter everywhere I go, that there are worse things than glitter to dirty up your life. So not bad. Okay, so I'm going to pop on some lashes. That was a very simple look. You guys know I like to do simple looks over here. I do think the next one I want to try with this palette is going to involve that Sucka For You shade, the purple with the purple glitter, because it is just drawing me in. But I'm going to pop on my air conditioner really quick, get my lashes on, and we will come back and wrap up my thoughts. I wanted to do a quick comparison to the Kendall by Kylie Cosmetics palette because a lot of you were drawing that comparison when I posted this on Instagram. So here are the two palettes side by side. They actually are fairly similar. They're both 15 pan eyeshadow palettes. They have the same green, purple, neutral vibes. The Kylie one does have a little bit more pink to it, but they are pretty similar. This one is $40, I think. It was $40 or $42. This one is $20. So you are paying for the name, and also there's a mirror in the Kylie palette. But yeah, they're very similar. I think that you could probably choose one and be happy. You don't need both. They both swatch great. They both have 15 shadows. So really it's just about price, and the Colourpop one is a lot cheaper. I just dropped the Kendall Kylie palette and there's a pan on the floor and I don't even want to look at it, to be honest with you, because I just know that it's broken. Oh, why? So I just hopped off camera to check on the status of my Kendall Kylie palette that fell, and I'm happy to announce that none of these shadows have been harmed in the making of this video. They are all magnetic, and I didn't know that, and they all popped out, but they didn't break. So I'm very thankful for that feature. I'm going to put this away and just be thankful that I didn't lose a palette today because it happens so often. It's so annoying. All right, guys, so that wraps up my Colourpop Garden Variety collection review. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up for me. And please feel free to follow me on my other social media if you want to keep up to date when I'm not posting on YouTube. I do leave everything down in the description box, as well as discount codes. I do have a discount code for Colourpop. It's not an affiliate code, but it'll take $5 off of a $20 purchase. I know a lot of you guys use my code and I really appreciate it. Hopefully it shows the brand that maybe we can get an affiliate code down the line that maybe gives you guys a bigger discount. But as of right now, my code is 5Kendall to take $5 off. So on that note, I'm gonna head out. Thank you guys so much for watching as always and hanging out with me. And hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye.
Every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give